Greetings over the diaspora. To those that don't speak the languages that we speak, welcome to All Spiritual G's, Stoners United, Wake and Bacon, Queer and Conscious, Knowledge Seekers, Knowledge Collectors, Woke Gang, Anti-Woke Gang, Spiritualists, Chakra Hands, Energy Balancers, Energy Readers, everybody in the fraternity of healing, as long as we're all here in love and light. So much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for still being here. And yes, we do see there's a new queen on the block who is catching up to our old content. Please do the same because we're still on a little hiatus. But I thought let's do a little check-in before we do our episode with Botswana. We are going into the season of Ma'at, but there's a cosmic event that is happening. I'm not too sure how everybody's reacting to it. So I thought let me just do a little snippet, Nyana, especially for those who've just joined us. Please, in the comment sections, please let's help each other, but let's remember being respectful. Yeah, it is a knowledge sharing session. I'm not a one who knows it all. The next person is not the one who knows it all. We all sharing knowledge, divine knowledge from the pool and the Akashic records, such a hoot, right? But thank you so much. Let's get into today's episode. Today's episode, we are speaking on the Mercury Retrograde. What is it? Getting Mercury Retrograde, we're just seeing all these tarot ladies and energy people speaking about this retrograde, and then Araboni Basotho me like, does this affect us? So yes, it does affect us, but you would see hore, it is said hore, we are in the house of Leo, and as you know, in the southern hemisphere operate in the polar opposite manner. But to not discard everything that is said from that front, right? Because understand one of the laws that Jehuti is the law of duality, right? When there's hot, there's cold kind of situation, right? So duality, that balancing yin yang, remote season yaset, or transitioning out of the season yaset into the ma'at season, right? So we knew this is a time where we needed to deal with the lower self, use the lower self to elevate to a higher self when we did things like shadow work, scripting, journaling, affirmations, just rising up to our higher divine self. So if you would see as well, the Leo symbol, right, it would be represented by the lion and the sun, and I'm avoiding saying this. Let's not even put gender into it. But the sun, we know that the sun is related to whom? Heru, right? We know Horima Atli Heru on our 12 solar calendar, the direct opposites, right? So we are in the season, Aquarius, but yes, but now when we're looking at it from our Kemetic calendar, right, we do understand okay, association ya Leo ke mang, Simba ke mang in this big picture, right? We know it is Heru. But if you're also familiar with Western astrology, you'd also recognize the Leo symbol, right? The Heru, the Mat symbol actually. I will refer to both of them, right, so that we can marry what we're talking about here, right? But God, the season when the Mercury planet, now we know Mercury is responsible for our communications, is responsible for words, thoughts, mind, the mind of God, right? So where everything emanates, because everything, how to control and navigate things, really control life, right? And then who is Ma'at's consort? Ma'at's consort ge Jehuti, right? If you go back to previous lessons that we've done. So I don't know, today for some odd reason, I've just been in that frequency, Jehuti, or those who are familiar with the stolen concepts, we know her thought. Others say thought, but get thought kapatuto, right? When we're looking into the etymology of things. So things to do with that, right, a spoken word. We're gonna focus on our heart chakra, but we'll cover all these things harigana into our episode, Botswana, our season on the 23rd. I'm not too sure when Khosikgadi will be available. We just need to wrap those things up because I've been like literally off the radar because I said this is my time for hibernation, and yes, Bacholo, I hope you've been putting your money stuff in check, right? Because the season, the energy of said, that was for us to reflect also, right? Whether it's in an energetical manner, ya thing, whether it's in your DNA, whether you're gonna be doing the tapping things, whether you're gonna be doing the past life regression, kapa the shamanic soul retrieval to see hore, okay, what is my energy around money, right? But let me know if you guys want a separate episode, especially the ones on the membership. I really want to pour a lot into you guys. Galeboga for helping us make ends meet, being able to pay for Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But yes, going into Mercury Retrograde, what is a Mercury Retrograde? So in theory, right, things of the West or things are prove it to me. People want a dintota tangible, but unfortunately, dintota spirit, they're very intricate and at times arena things that you can touch, but energy, feeling, everything that happens in your mind, super valid, and it's a navigation system, right? We link again to our Heru plexus. So we're gonna focus on our throat chakra. We're gonna focus also again now heart chakra, ma'at, the seat of God. If you're also a BRS student, a Black Roots science student, you know hore as well. They speak about the seat of God, right? And we spoke again the seat of God ka season ya hona ya unomkhubulwane, right? So the said season ra relate ma'at wa rona to the mother mind, which is ma'at again, ra relate ma'at wa rona to the heart center, ra relate ma'at to truth, to justice, to light. So in the season let me explain quickly in theory, right? So in theory, it means like now the planets are moving like in a regressive manner backwards, right? Some scholars say it isn't so, but just understand the concept behind it, not necessarily in physicality, but we know yeah. Like I said, some things science amakhoa in alufisha elsewhere, so that is why we tap into our sacred science, right? Where things are in resonance with who we are and what it is that we do. But yes, other communication channels are open if you want to reach out now. So you do have our WhatsApp number, you do have our email. So thank you so much to those who have, delayed sending us a message or sending me a message, but actually getting to it, right? So what does this mean? Harere planets are going now backwards and we are regressing. So it's not really a regression per se, right? So all these things that we've been doing, all this set work and just building up towards hibernation, going back, looking at old patterns. I don't know if we spoke about this Harikenya season set, but you're gonna be looking, so it's gonna be like things of the past recurring, right? And yeah, if you are living in a crazy situation like I am, so you'd notice things that are unexplainable, right? So last week, what happened? I retrograde land available, right? What happened was I literally woke up to pictures I had deleted. I don't have them on my phone. I don't have them anyway, but they appeared on my recent pictures, right? And this is pertaining to somebody from my past, and I'm like, okay, mighty strange kind of thing. So you'd notice such things, ex-lovers would pop up, ex or former friends would pop up, or situations that you still have not dealt with, right? So we mustn't think of Mercury retrograde as this, oh my gosh, bad things are happening. It's literally telling us, Iketli, slow down, pace yourself, slow down, and look back into things maybe that you hadn't completed, things that are reoccurring again, right? So I know it's my big theme, but this is where sometimes Kia lies, where you need to backtrack some offer and see, okay, this thing is repetitive, right? So I think the very first episode of retrograde that we did, you can check it. I think it's another playlist, spirituality, alignment. I don't know at top of my head, but we have playlists, right? We have playlists if you wanna specifically navigate to certain things. And yeah, I still take a bit to try to speak fast and whatnot, time I had 3 minutes and all of that. But I was just want us maybe to highlight a little bit into things that we should and shouldn't do, right? So I hope you guys used that divine energy, la charge up the stones alona. la recharge a lilo cells, la discard things that no longer align with the alignment that you are seeking, right? So what does Mercury retrograde entail? What does it affect? So it will affect your plans, right? Travel arrangements, technology. It's a plus for me because I repair phones. So how do you phones to But yes, what's about capitalism? Now you need to thrive on other people's misfortunes. But yeah, please bring your iPhones, your Huawei's. That's what I do in my main life, in my main life off camera. But this would be a time where I'd notice, or okay, the phones that's like unexplainably, or inexplainably. What's the word? Sometimes phones slip or phones. Oh my god, you've been sending this message. This person is not receiving or it's not sending. It's stuck there in your outbox. It's not sending. So things like communication will definitely be affected. Travel arrangements will definitely be affected. What else will be affected? Yeah, but there's gonna be those delays. But now I need you to be able to center yourself, right? So whether it create a protection barrier where you're doing your self alignment and self ascension work, whether you're gonna be doing it around the perimeters of your home, but create that protection barrier, create those affirmations saying that. So you can do something like I'm in alignment with my higher self. Or if you're using affirmations, then you ask the why questions, right? You don't say what I am. You ask you use like a why. So you'd say, why am I so divinely protected, for an example, right? But create those protection barriers where we spoke about this one, right? How can I say it? Where your amulets that are protective. There is Zara May as well, Gogo Aronake Gogo Tuli. She's got a beautiful thing, how to handle retrograde for our chakra hands or those that work with energy stones, right? So please go check out her channel. I've linked it in past times, but if you look for Zara May, you'll find that information she provides, what kind of stones to use. And you'll see also she gravitates towards the bluer stones, right? Because we spoke again throat chakra rona. So what we do yona throat chakra and communication and all of that. So this is a time where you're going to be asking yourself, because we know what Leo, right? So the Leo energy is associated with this ego self and whatnot, but we mustn't look at it in that ego manner. But on some people stand on business, they say, this is what I want and this is what I'm getting. So now if we all tapping into this energy, you're going to be asking yourself, okay, am I living my truth? Is the things that I'm saying aligning with the actions that I'm doing, kind of thing, right? So you're going to be doing those reflections. You're going to be doing okay, is this helping me in my ascension again, Heru, right? Am I living in my truth, Ma'at again, right? What are we using? We're using the tools Jehuti, we're using the tools Tadi Akashic Records, Tata Jehuti, Ma'at. And we know what we spoke of Jehuti Ma'at being the deities, kappa representation of this energy or this inexplainable thing or part of divine creation that was there pre-creation, during creation, after creation, because we need Jehutil Ma'at to say, okay, how does this thing work? How does these things fit together and all of that, right? So we're going to be tapping into your personal truth, right? Let's wait for the distractions of black people to pass. I don't know what track that is, but I know it's not for the benefit of Taki. But anyway, so you're gonna be asking yourself that, right? So it is another time where you're gonna tap into the creative stuff that you left hanging there, right? The creative stuff or whatever it is that you started and did not complete, because now we are being asked, Sankofa, look what it is that you have not completed. Look what it is that gave you joy, because the Leo energy speaks into that. As much as they look like, oh my gosh, ego, what, but then there's still when you're looking at the people, zodiac sign in, right? Your Ma'at people, kappa your Aquarius on our calendar, but Leo on Western astrology, right? But you're gonna be going back into that inner child and asking, man, what is it that gave me so much joy, right? And you would see, you know how I speak of whenever you go back, you're able now to progress forward. So you need to go overlay that child, that inner child of yours, consult with that inner child, because this is now your purest you, right? Before before let me say that right? Even broken crayons still color. But you're gonna go back into that, right? And it's not an ego per se, but an ascension, right? Where we are correcting the lower entity, because we're transmuting now from our set season. Now we're going into, now we're fixing things, putting things into order. Again, speaking of my art, right? So you don't want to start new projects. So let's do the do's and don'ts. Ne? Okay, I cover the do's a little bit. Ne? So you're gonna be also, yes, communication. Check before you send that email, before you send that so email, these posts that you're making, whether plus technology, it's so glitchy. It's so glitchy. Before I took my sabbatical off WhatsApp, I would see hore man, ho na le ntho tse strange tse etsahalang, ning o bona di status tsa batho tse sa boniweng or tse leng pass. So yeah, this tech world, this matrix world, in all the glitches of their own, right? So you're gonna check, or okay, I'm not sending messages. I don't encourage this, speaking about people, but you know, at times, maybe somebody, and then you send that somebody, I'll use an example, a positive example, a surprise party, and then it's a surprise party, but kind of thing, right? We don't encourage gossiping. Yeah, so another things that keep you in a lower state. So look into those patterns as well. You know, if you find yourself drawn a lot towards gossip, towards speaking negatively about people, and if you understand energy, it bounce off effect, right? Yeah, return to sender, we think, oh my gosh, these great massive spells, but what you see, right? We are all in a simulation of some sort. So whatever you see in that other person, vibrating snacks, right? Reflected go in, okay, what is this saying about me? What do I need to learn about this thing in Etahala? Right. So you're gonna again highly advocate for this. Whatever practices you do for inner child, right? Whatever things that are from your past that you need, course that you need to cut. So this is a time to also look into that, right? Things that are keeping you progressing backwards, right? For me, a big one would be liquor, right? So I know I've been saying, I'm a drink, but no, like I think that's one of the big things that I've done for myself. Like, yeah, man, liquor, Aisha, focus, liquor, Aisha. But it came with a reflection, looking into lineage, looking into DNA as well, right? And you're like, okay, it's either this thing into to progress or whatever it is, you know. Substances, look into how do you engage with substances, right? Are you using things as a crutch? Are you using things as elevation, right? Shadow work, I always speak of shadow work, ambassador, shadow work, do shadow work, but all these things where you're reflecting to backwards, right? To see how, okay, right? If you are an astrology babe, a chakra hand, you know, check for the transients how you know, what's rising, what's rising, what is in which planet. I'll refer to people who specialize in this. I only know surface level things regarding this. I still do not have a verified interest so much in it, because I've done my life path, I've done my chart, natal chart, I've done my African natal chart too. Such services or plugs from people. But you know, also if you are sent to me, I won't say you, right? But yes, also get your palms read by Khosi Khadile Fente. We do have it on our YouTube shop as well as on Afro Cosmic shop. We do have those services where you can book. I'm not too sure if she's still running the services, and I hope you guys took advantage of that thing. So yeah, so you're gonna be doing affirmations, gonna be working now with retrograde, doing those affirmations. This is not a negative time for me. This is a time for me to elevate. Affirmations. Why am I elevating so much? Why am I in alignment with my divine purpose, right? Because we're looking for that divineness, right? Tapping into your creative projects. I'm seeing I'm a Kesha. One of the Keshas in our spiritual D's family. You know, he's been delving a lot into his creative endeavors. Ne? Look into that. Look into what is it that I stopped doing, right? So what we not gonna do? Let's get into the don'ts or recommendations. Remember, you think a recommendation there, Akere, it is you must do that or peleskan, right? So these are purely recommendations. These are purely things that can help you. So I've been on with the stone forever, right? Because I am in the space where I need to communicate. I need to speak my truth, and I think it served me the greatest, right? And again, I reiterate by New Year, ke tla be ke discardile so many people who are not necessarily that was necessarily in one, but who are not necessary in my ascension. Yeah, let me say that, right? Because yeah, we all trying to get to our Heru self, right? The Leo self, Simba self, my art self, living in truth, living in justice, living in harmony. And harmony with self is more important than external harmony, right? So, but what the boundaries, but the total snacks, total understanding people who, you know, energy, yeah, sometimes delusional, but energy doesn't lie, right? So whatever it is, that you're feeling, do not invalidate yourself. Don't gaslight yourself into thinking, yo, okay, mona, to honor. Rather, yeah, because those are communications from your higher self as well. We know also PRS students, that is something that is taught as well, right? So please, for Banama PRS, please do those exercises. Dope exercises. Those who still haven't read, also read these books with a pinch of salt, right? So these are books to just help us elevate, to give us a bigger picture of things that are happening or will be happening and stuff like that. But don't yeah, actually it gets already disclaiming now. Yeah, it gets already disclaiming. But yeah, just try operating a seat of love, seat of God, right? Seat of God. Yeah, operate in a frequency of 528 hertz, right? That is the Ma'at frequency, that is the Osed frequency, that is the heart chakra frequency, one of the most important frequencies, right? When you group it with gratitude, when you group it with what's another one? But love, right? The hippies have been having it right all along. Love is up there. So yeah, deal ka frequency, your heart, and then whatever it is that you do, and to self as well, right? The first God, okay, so first personal God besides your mother. Deal with that. Love yourself better. Love yourself greater. Love yourself authentically. Authenticity, that was the third one. Authenticity, gratitude, love. But 528 hertz, right? So even if you're gonna play this as your background noise, invest in that so you're able to operate from love. That is where, yeah, manifestation and all these things actually happen, right? On that 528 hertz. Is it 530? No, 430. 528 hertz. 528. If it rock, it's like correct and takes, no? But it is 528, yes. I know, yeah, I deal with a lot of numbers on the daily, right? Don't, yes. So don't sign new things, right? If it's something that's been in progress or it's something that has been outstanding, yeah, caution, don't begin new things, rather finish off things that were new, ning and azangda fail, right? So don't begin new things. Take this time to reflect on those things, because at times we are so all over because we want to do a lot of things at the same time. And how can I okay, how can I but how can I because that's where you end up being frazzled, because like I'm saying, if it was back in ancient days, we really didn't need to be dealing with capitalist needs and what needs. We'd literally be focusing on God's self, on creation, being in alignment with nature and all of that. But right now, because yeah, Hloka exists in so many dual consciousnesses. Yeah, dual consciousness. Dual means two. Yeah, but multi-consciousnesses, right? It is yeah, it is tough, yeah, to just be purely spiritual, purely system capitalist. But don't don't be reckless with words. Don't break up with your people. remember hore, communications did over affected. Calm down, relax, breathe, communicate. But don't entertain exes if if you know it's not for your higher good. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't regress backwards, especially if it was one of those significantly a person altering relationships. Stay away from those ones, because after retrograde, and then what, but if it's soulmate things and all of that, do your best. But recommendations, they will be peaking, it will be a reoccurring thing. And for me, it's always been a thing, I guess, about retrograde. But don't break up with your people. Try not to entertain exes, or try not to entertain situations that put you back in a space where you need to descend and not ascend. Hey stranger. So stay away from such things. What don't you do? Don't sign on begin new things, rather reflect. Don't be harsh with words. Do check communication. Here we go. Do check communication. Communication is yummy now, right? Emails, SMSs, status updates, Instagram posts, whatever it is, hore, is sharp for the right audience and all of that. What are the other don'ts? Don't be frazzled. Ground yourself. Speak from the heart chakra. Speak from the seat of God. Operate from the seat of God. Don't be frazzled by a lot of things. When you see conflicts coming, be that person, be the bigger person. Breathe, relax, observe. Does this thing require my energy to engage in it? Sometimes being the bigger person will save you from a lot of things, right? What's the idea? I think I've covered most. If I haven't, those painstakingly embarrassing episodes, but I think they were necessary. But that is all I have. I'll see you guys season encha. Hopefully we'll be doing it with Botswana, and hopefully Khosikgadi will not require a weekend for that one, because I can know our culture or Kenya season encha. Get your cosmic pack, get your ebooks. Editing already. Kulu Masango already got his stuff assorted. And please let me know what you'd like me to cover as well. Please do like, please do subscribe, please do share, please do engage in the comment section, knowledge sharing session. We are all learning. Take care of yourself. So this is gonna happen until August. So August 11. So don't be alarmed, don't be shocked. Plus it is new moon, we're getting into a new moon now. So don't begin anew, just wrap up the right? But Anke and Ma'at, with Black unity, Black love, Black peace, Black joy, and everything of harmony and love and light, and happy new season for when you do see this. It is the 21st today, and we know okay. The transitions, the name. So, but we said for consistency, we're gonna use that 23rd, right? But we know for trying to make nature and cosmic events rigid, we're gonna start it now. But you would see also, if you're somebody who's in touch and aligned, retrograde lender, that is when now like season encha say peak, right? But for consistency and to avoid confusion, we know the 23 Rasimola on our solar calendar. Anke Ma'at, happy today. And yes, let's be loving people. Let's use divine knowledge, tap into the divine pool of Akashic records at Jehuti, Tobela, Moshate, Tozani, Khanya,